Well, this is the Great Columbia Basin. We're about 30 miles south of the I-90 corridor. There's just a whole lot of nothing out here. Real flat land. And, there's a lot of cattle yards, feedlots, and a lot of row crops. Potatoes, onions, carrots, you name it, corn. All alfalfa, just all kinds of stuff, and a lot of orchard too, a lot of orchard land. That's why I'm here. But here we're coming up on one of those feedlots, but it just looks like nothing out here to me. And it takes a special kind of person to live out here. And I did live out here back when I was in my 20s for a little while, but I wasn't special enough to stay. I couldn't hack it; it was too flat. And that wind, in the spring, that wind starts blowing here, and all these fields are plowed up, and that dust blows so bad. I remember one time we were coming back from town. I had an old '62 Chevy Impala, and my wife was looking out the window on the passenger side, watching the ditch, and telling me how close I was to the ditch because you couldn't see 2 feet in front of you. And I just couldn't hack it. And I didn't stay here, but I didn't stay much anywhere when I was in my 20s. I rambled a lot. Yeah. That's okay. The place I'm on now, I've been there 17 years. I finally got it out of my system, I guess, all that running around. Well, there's a little nursery that we did last August. I had a crew in here, and we budded about 20,000 trees, I think it was. And I'm going to get out here and look and see kind of what we have and what we need to do to make them all good. That's how you stay in business for 30 years. You come back and make them all good at whatever costs. So anyway, it's not always fun, but it's got to be done. So that's why I'm here. We're going to take a look at this and assess the job and see where we go from here. Well, I wasn't going to film this because it's about as exciting as watching the thermostat boil, but I decided I'd go ahead. I'm just going to show you what we did here. I got to get my knife opened up, a budding knife here. But this is rootstock. This is apple rootstock, and that's all it is. It's no particular variety. It's just a disease-resistant, dwarfing rootstock that will only allow the tree to become a half tree or three-quarter tree. And what we did is we came in here in August. We cut little tiny buds off some shoots of the desired variety they had, and we split this bark up and then slip that bud, slice the bud off a shoot, and then slip it under the bark, and then that's wrapped with a rubber band, budding band. Here's a little piece of one where it rotted off. Anyway, it's wrapped around there and holds it in until it heals into the tree. So this bud that we put in, it doesn't grow the year we put it in. We put that in August, and it sits there until this next spring. This was last August we put that in. You see when I cut into that, that's green. That means it healed into the tree, and it's alive. And now this spring, the owners will come in and they'll cut this rootstock off right there and force this bud to grow, and that'll become their new tree. And that's the one they'll take out into the orchard and plant and make new orchard. There's another one I cut into. You can see it's green. And that's what I wanted to do, is get down here and take a look at this and see how these buds are healed in. And for the most part, there's okay. There's a dead one here and there, and that's to be expected. But I would say overall, out of this 20,000 trees, I think we probably got 90% of them. And that's about all that anybody can ask. So I'm happy with this. That's a good percentage to take. I think the grower will be okay with this. I've got to call into him and we'll talk about it and see what he wants to do. But sometimes we can come back in the spring and put a little chip bud on there and fix the ones that don't grow. Sometimes they'll leave them till August, and then we will rebud. But he's got enough here to go ahead and plant out a fairly good sized orchard. And that's the goal. You always plant more than what you need. So I'm happy with this. Now I drove an hour and a half down here. I'm gonna go get, I've been here 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm gonna get my truck and drive back home. That's what I do.